Holy sh*t. That was the reaction of millions when Naoya Inoue, the monster of Japanese boxing, stared directly into the abyss of defeat. A fighter so ruthless, so ferocious, so untouchable, suddenly reduced to survival mode. This wasn't just another night under the lights, it was the moment when one of the most feared men in combat sports found himself face to face with his worst nightmare. Naoya Inoue has built his reputation on violence. With fists like hammers and precision that borders on cruel artistry, he tears through opponents with the cold efficiency of a machine. To watch him fight is to witness something almost unnatural: explosive speed, pinpoint combinations, and the kind of power that looks like it belongs in a heavier division. He isn't just feared. He's respected, almost mythologized, as if his gloves carry not leather but firepower. But no monster remains unchallenged forever. No legend is built without scars. And for Inoue, that scar came in the form of a Filipino genius, a veteran of the sweet science whose name already echoed through boxing's history books: Naoya Inoue. This wasn't just a clash of generations. It wasn't just a fight for trophies, belts, or recognition. This was a test of spirit, of resilience, and of survival itself. Because on that night, the man they called the Monster was forced to prove that even monsters bleed, and only the strongest rise again. To understand the gravity of what happened, we need to go back to the stage that set this drama in motion. The World Boxing Super Series, boxing's version of gladiatorial combat, where the best of the best are thrown into a tournament to decide who reigns supreme. The prize wasn't just another championship belt. No, the victor would hoist the Muhammad Ali Trophy, a symbol of greatness, of legacy, of being crowned the most dominant in the world. Naoya Inoue entered the tournament as the favorite. Young, undefeated, carrying the aura of inevitability. His quarterfinal was a massacre, his semifinal an execution. With every knockout, he left fans wondering if there was anyone alive who could even slow him down. His fists didn't just end fights. They ended careers. Each blow felt like a signature, like he was writing his name into history with every swing. But across the bracket stood Donaire, the seasoned warrior, the Filipino Flash. He was older, past the years when speed had once made him untouchable. But in boxing, greatness isn't always about youth. It's about timing, intelligence, and experience. Donaire had all three. His jab was a spear, his left hook a guillotine, his composure that of a man who had been through every kind of war. When Donaire entered the ring in his quarterfinal, he didn't just win. He dismantled his opponent so thoroughly that the man walked away from the sport altogether, choosing retirement rather than another night like that. Two paths carved in blood and sweat. Two men who crushed everything before them. It all led to one night, one ring, one final. Inoue, the monster on the rise. Donaire, the lion refusing to be forgotten. When they touched gloves, the world expected Inoue to do what he always did: study his opponent, download the data, then detonate. But this was different. Donaire didn't come to be studied. He came to disrupt, to destroy. And from the opening bell, he tore into the Japanese prodigy with precision, power, and an unshakable will. The first clean hooks Donaire landed told the story. This wasn't going to be another victim for Inoue. This was going to be hell. His punches snapped Inoue's head back. His timing broke the rhythm of the monster's attack. Every exchange became a gamble, and for the first time in his career, Naoya Inoue felt something alien coursing through his veins: pain, doubt, fear. Donaire wasn't just hitting him. He was carving through the aura. He was showing the world that Inoue could be hurt. Inoue's eye swelled grotesquely, a cut opened across his face, and blood dripped as if painting the canvas in proof that monsters are mortal. At one point, a Donaire hook wobbled him so badly that the audience gasped. The monster was staggering. The unthinkable was happening. It felt less like a boxing match and more like a horror film, where the hunter had become the hunted. And in that terrifying shift, the legend of Naoya Inoue could have ended. But champions are not defined by how they dominate. They're defined by how they endure. With vision blurred, with his body screaming, with every instinct telling him to retreat, Inoue refused to crumble. Something deeper ignited inside him. Honor. Pride. A refusal to let destiny slip away. Round after round, he summoned the beast. He bit down on his mouthpiece and fired back. Even as Donaire's fists found him again and again, Inoue kept moving forward, refusing to give an inch. It was as if pain had been replaced by defiance, as if the monster within had been unleashed in its purest, most desperate form. And yet, Donaire matched him step for step. Every flurry answered, every surge countered. The Filipino Flash, decades deep into a legendary career, fought like a man who could turn back time, his punches as sharp and calculated as a Swiss watchmaker's craft. Inoue unleashed hell, and Donaire walked through it, smiling at the flames. By the championship rounds, it was no longer a fight. It was survival, for both men. A deadly waltz where each punch could have been the final note. Neither would surrender, neither would yield. Every exchange left the audience on edge, breathless, knowing that history was unfolding before their eyes. And then, it happened. A single left hook to the liver. Perfectly timed, brutally delivered. A shot so precise, so devastating, that it ripped the air from Donaire's lungs and folded him where he stood. The monster had struck. The sniper's bullet had landed. For a moment, it looked like the end. But in a twist worthy of the epic they were writing, Donaire did the impossible. He rose. Broken, battered, gasping, but he stood. If Inoue was the monster, then Donaire was the slayer who refused to die. The bell rang, and the war ended not with a knockout, but with a decision. The judges declared Inoue the victor, but in truth, there were no losers that night. Inoue lifted the Muhammad Ali Trophy high, his record still unblemished, his reputation solidified not just as a destroyer, but as a survivor. And Donaire, though defeated, walked out of the ring with his legacy immortalized. The man who almost broke the monster had gained eternal respect. Even Floyd Mayweather Jr., never one to have
out compliments lightly, admitted the greatness of that night. He recognized the war, the skill, the danger. The entire boxing world bowed its head to what had been witnessed. For Inoue, it was a baptism by fire. Proof that greatness isn't only measured in dominance, but in the ability to rise from the brink. For Donaire, it was a reminder to the world that even in the twilight of a career, brilliance never fades. Together, they gave boxing something rare, something unforgettable. A fight that will be spoken about for decades, etched into the lore of the sport. Because on that night, under the lights, Naoya Inoue faced his nightmare. And instead of succumbing, he embraced it, fought through it, and emerged stronger. The monster had been wounded, but he had not been slain. He stood tall, battered but unbeaten, proving that legends are not born in comfort. They are born in fire. And so the question remains, after witnessing this war, after watching the monster survive the slayer, if anyone can truly stop Naoya Inoue, who has the skill, the power, the courage to drag him back into the abyss and finish what Donaire started? That, fight fans, is the story we continue to chase. If you enjoyed this breakdown of Naoya Inoue's toughest fight, let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Could anyone in today's boxing landscape truly topple the monster? Or will he remain untouchable for years to come? Don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and join us for more legendary stories from the world of boxing.